Hello everyone, I am Snehankana. Welcome to our BioHub. Today we are going to discuss about connective tissues. You can go through our previous video of animal tissue and its classification from the link given below in the description box. As we have discussed about animal tissues, its classification and epithelial tissue in our last video, today we are going to start with connective tissues. So what is connective tissue? The tissue which maintains connection with other tissues of organs of the body is called connective tissue. Now we will look at some of the general characteristics of connective tissues. They are formed by combination of cell, matrix and fiber, and the fibers are mostly formed by glycoprotein. The amount of matrix in this type of tissues are very high. They are not bound to basement membrane, and different types of protein fibers remain dispersed in the matrix. Now let's discuss about the functions of connective tissue. They establish connection between different tissues and organs. They help in fighting with disease-causing microbes. They help in repairing wound. They store fat and partly bear the weight of the body. Now let's have the general idea about its structure. Connective tissues are mainly formed by different cells, matrix and different types of fibers. The matrix and fibers actually originate from the cells. The amount of matrix is very high, in which different cells remain dispersed and fibers may or may not be present. Now let's discuss the structure of connective tissue in details. So connective tissues are mainly formed by cellular elements and non-cellular elements. In cellular elements, there are two subtypes. Number 1, local or histogenous cells, and number 2, wandering cells. Local cells can be again subcategorized into several types like fibroblasts or fibrocytes, histocytes or macrophages, mast cells, plasma cells, mesenchyme cells, adipose cells, pigment cells. The second subcategory for cellular elements are wandering or hematogenous cells. These are red blood corpuscles or white blood corpuscles. In non-cellular elements, the subcategories are fibers and homogeneous matrix. Fibers can be of three types: white fibers, which is commonly known as collagen, yellow elastic fiber or reticular fiber. The homogeneous matrix is of two types: solid matrix or liquid matrix. Now we are going to discuss about the cellular substances. So first we will know about fibroblasts or fibrocytes. If we look at the picture of the fibroblast, we can find the following features, such as the cells are large, flattened, elongated with unequal surfaces. The cytoplasm is distinct, small round or oval basic nucleus is present, and small granules and fat droplets are also found. One of the important characteristics of the fibroblast is that the matrix and the white fibers originate from these cells. Next, we are going to discuss about histocytes or macrophage. If we look at the picture of the macrophage, we can see that the cells are large, branched with unequal surfaces. The cytoplasm is granular. Smaller basic nucleus is present. One of the important functions of the histocyte is they engulf the foreign particles and microbes and destroy them by secreting proteolytic enzyme. Histocytes can be separated from fibrocytes only by stain, tryphan blue, as histocytes receive it but fibrocytes do not. Now, the third type of the cellular substance is mast cells. Some of the important features of the mast cells are: these are found in epithelial tissues of blood and liver. Cells are round-shaped, nucleus is small and granular. Cytoplasm is filled with acidic granules. The cells produce pseudopodia. They secrete heparin, histamine, hyaluronic acid and etc. The next type of cellular substance is plasma cells. Some of the important features of the plasma cells are that they are found in mucous and submucous membrane of digestive tract. Cells are oval and rounded. Cytoplasm is agranular, nucleus is round, and chromatin materials are arranged as spoke of wheel in the nucleus, and they produce gamma globulin. The next type of cellular element is mesenchyme cells. Important features of the mesenchyme cells are the cells are star-shaped or with lateral projections, and they produce mature connective tissues like bones and cartilages. Now we are going to discuss about the next type, that is adipose cells. Some of the important features of the adipose cells are that they are found in fat cells mostly under skin, mesentery region and places adjacent to kidney. The cells are large, oval or rounded with lipid substance in them. Some of the important functions of adipose tissues are that they resist from injury, they deposit fat for energy and help in conversion of temperature. The next type is pigment cells. They are mostly found in skin, hair and eyes. They contain pigments which produce color in our body. The pigments protect the body from harmful rays of sun. Some of the examples of the pigments are melanin pigment, which is responsible for blackish or brownish color, and xanthophyll pigment, which is responsible for a yellowish color. Now, the next category on basis of the structure of connective tissue is wandering or hematogenous cells. These have several types such as RBC, lymphocytes, neutrophil, basophil, etc., which we will discuss in later part. Talking about the non-cellular substances, they are of two types, fibers and homogeneous matrix. We have already discussed that homogeneous matrix is formed of solid, liquid or metabolic substances. Now the fibers are of three types, white fibers, yellow fibers or reticular fibers. Now white fibers are the unbranched, soft, flexible fibers present in bundles containing a little amount of collagen protein. They are found everywhere except the nervous tissues. The yellow fibers are yellowish, fine and formed of elastin protein. The reticular fibers are very fine and branched, forming the structure of lymph gland. One of the important facts is that when yellow fibers are heated, they form reticulum by branching. Now we are going to discuss about the classification of connective tissues. Connective tissues is mainly classified into three groups: connective tissue proper, skeletal tissue and vascular tissue. Now connective tissue proper is again subcategorized into several groups like areolar tissue, adipose tissue, dense connective tissue, which is again categorized as white fibrous connective tissue and yellow elastic connective tissue, reticular tissue and pigmented connective tissue. Skeletal tissue is categorized into cartilage and bone, and the vascular tissue is again categorized into blood and lymph. Now we will discuss about each type in details. So first we will start with areolar tissues. So what is areolar tissue? The connective tissue with semi-distinct white and white intercellular space is called areolar tissue. If we look at the picture given, we can find some of the important features like they are formed by fibroblast, histiocyte, plasma cell, basophil, pigmented cell, yellow fiber, white fiber and reticular fiber. They are mostly found everywhere in the body, but they are most remarkable below skin, blood vessels, muscles and inside nerves. Some of the important functions of the areolar tissues are that they provide strength and rigidity to the body, they help in bearing weight, keep organs in proper place, helps to feel intermediary places of the tissues. Next we are going to discuss about adipose tissues. So what is adipose tissue? The connective tissue with adipose cell is called adipose tissues. If we look at the structure of the adipose tissue given in the page, we can find some of the characters such as the number of cells are more compared to the other tissues, cells are large, rounded or polygonal, Nucleus lies at periphery and fat remain deposited at the center of the cell. Reticular elastic fiber remains surrounded around the adipose cells. These are found below skin in mesentery membrane and kidney adjacent area. Some of their important functions are that they resist from injury, store fat in the body, and conserve heat inside the body. Now we are going to discuss about dense connective tissues. Dense connective tissues are of two types, white fibrous tissue and yellow fibrous tissue. First we will know about white fibrous tissues. So what is white fibrous tissue? Connective tissue with maximum amount of white fibers with collagen fiber is called white fibrous tissues. These are mostly found in tendons and ligaments. If we look at the picture, we will find some of its important characters such as the fibers are fine, white and unbranched. Fibrocytes lie inside the fibers and remain in dispersed condition. Fibers are non-elastic and made of collagen proteins. Some of the functions of white fibrous tissue are: it maintains rigidity of different organs, it bears weight and pressure of the organs. So the next one is yellow fibrous tissue. So what is yellow fibrous tissue? Connective tissue with large amount of yellow connective fiber is called yellow fibrous tissue. These are found in blood vessels, respiratory tract, ligaments, etc. If we look at the picture, we can see that they are large, unbranched, yellow colored fibers. The fibers are made of elastin protein, hence they are elastic in nature. The most important function of yellow fibrous tissue is that it helps in maintaining elasticity of various organs. The next one is reticular connective tissue. Connective tissue with reticular fibers along with matrix is called reticular connective tissue. These are found in lymph, spleen, tonsil, liver and bone marrow. If we look at the structure, we can see that the fibers are fine, branched and form reticulum as a result of union with each other. One of the important functions of the reticular connective tissue is it forms fabrication of organs. Next, we are going to discuss about pigmented connective tissue. These are the loose connective tissues that have pigment producing and storing cells in them. These are found in iris, genital skin, etc. The function of pigmented connective tissue is it helps in coloration and pigmentation of various organs in our body. If you have found our video interesting and informative, then please subscribe us. And for further contents, stay tuned with us. Thank you.